It's Willpower Wednesday, where we explore books that help you build habits, strengthen focus, and master the inner game of self-control. Hey friends, Marmie here. Grab a comfy spot. Let me ask you something. What if the most powerful changes in your life don't come from some dramatic transformation or an all-or-nothing challenge, but from actions so tiny they almost feel like they shouldn't count? And what if the real trick isn't about pushing harder at all? It's about setting up your life so the right choice is the easy choice. That's the heartbeat of Atomic Habits by James Clear. Here's where we're heading today. We'll explore how habits work, walk through a set of tools to reshape them, talk about the deeper identity piece, and wrap up with simple moves you can try today. You'll see a mind map on screen so you can follow along without getting lost. Now, I'm going to give you the core idea right up front. Small, consistent actions, when built into a well-designed system, compound over time into extraordinary results. And the real magic happens when those actions start matching the person you believe yourself to be, because then they stop feeling like chores. Let's start with a story that really makes this click. Back in the early 2000s, British cycling was, well, not great. 1 Olympic gold since 1908. 0 Tour de France wins. They were so bad, some bike manufacturers didn't want to be seen selling to them. Then coach Dave Brailsford showed up with a simple philosophy he called the aggregation of marginal gains. Basically, find tiny 1% improvements everywhere. Seat comfort, tire grip. Yes, they rubbed alcohol on the tires. Heated shorts for warm muscles. Even the best massage gel. None of these changes alone would win a race. But together, they stacked. And a few years later, they were dominating the Olympics and winning the Tour de France. That's compounding in action. Boring in the moment, brilliant over time. So how do we create our own version of that? Clear leans on a simple framework called the habit loop. Cue, craving, response, reward. This goes all the way back to psychologist Edward Thorndike in 1898, who studied cats, I know, cats, in puzzle boxes. Once they learned pressing a lever opened the door, they went straight for it. In other words, satisfying outcomes make behaviors more likely to repeat. And if any piece of the loop breaks, the habit dies off. Now, Clear offers the 4 laws of behavior change to work with that loop instead of against it. And the first law is about visibility. Make it obvious, because you can't change what you don't notice. Think about your current routines for a second. Some are obvious, like you make coffee every morning without thinking about it. Others hide in plain sight, like reaching for your phone before your eyes are even open. Clear suggests doing a habit audit. Jot down what you do in a normal day, then tag each habit as helpful, unhelpful, or neutral. No guilt, just awareness. Once you see your habits on paper, it's hard to unsee them. Kind of like me spotting a crumb under the couch and knowing it's going to bug me until I paw it out. And speaking of strategy, location and timing matter. In a 2001 study, people who wrote down exactly when and where they'd exercise, day, time, and place, were way more consistent than people who just said, "I'll try." Specific cues beat vague hopes every time. Your surroundings are another sneaky player here. Dr. Anne Thorndike at Massachusetts General rearranged a cafeteria so water was easy to grab and soda less visible. No peptides, no rules, just rearrangement. Water sales went up, soda sales went down. Sometimes the best discipline is simply making the right thing hard to miss and the wrong thing harder to get. And if you've ever wondered how powerful cues are, here's a wild one. During the Vietnam War, many soldiers became addicted to heroin overseas. Researcher Lee Robbins found that most quit once they got home because the cues disappeared. Same people, different environment, different behavior. All right, once you've made a habit obvious, the next question is, how do you actually want to do it? Enter the second law. Make it attractive. Because let's be honest, we're more likely to show up for things we enjoy, or at least sort of enjoy. One clever trick is temptation bundling. Pair something you want to do with something you should do. Ronan Byrne, an engineering student, loved Netflix but needed to work out. So he rigged his stationary bike to only stream Netflix if he pedaled. Genius. Kind of like me agreeing to chase the feather toy, but only if there's tuna at the end. And don't underestimate the pull of the people around you. We're wired to copy our close circles. If your friends treat a walk after dinner as normal, it'll start feeling normal to you. Same goes for hobbies, eating habits, everything. You can also play with how you frame a task. I have to cook dinner feels like a burden. I get to cook something nourishing feels like an opportunity. Same action, different craving. Let's take a quick breather here. A midpoint recap before we keep going. We opened with British cycling to see how small wins compound. Then we unpacked the habit loop. Cue, craving, response, reward, and talked about the first law, making habits obvious through awareness, clear plans, and smart environments. We followed that with the second law, making habits attractive, bundling temptations, surrounding yourself with the right influences, and reframing your self-talk. Next up, the third law, make it easy. We'll look at how to make habits so easy to start, they feel almost effortless, and then how to make them satisfying enough to keep. Ease is a big one, because most of us overcomplicate things and then wonder why we can't keep up. Clear points out that repetition matters more than intensity when you're building something new. We naturally take the path of least resistance, so lower the resistance. Put your workout clothes out the night before, keep fruit at eye level. Leave your guitar on its stand, not hidden in a closet. And yes, you can also add friction to the bad stuff. Log out of social media, stash snacks in the garage, keep the TV remote in another room. And then there's my favorite, the 2-minute rule. Whatever new habit you want, shrink it until it takes under 2 minutes. Read 1 page. Roll out the yoga mat. Open the notebook. If it takes more effort than getting a cat off a warm laptop, it's too complicated for a starter habit. Once you start, momentum often carries you further. Some people go extreme. Victor Hugo literally had his clothes locked away so he couldn't leave home until he finished his book. You probably don't need to do that, but you get the point. Once you've made something easy, seal the deal with the fourth law. Make it satisfying. This is where our brains really lean in. We're wired to repeat what feels good now. That's why bad habits are so sticky. Instant payoff, long-term cost. Flip that. Give your good habits instant payoff too. Benjamin Franklin tracked his daily progress on 13 virtues in a little booklet. Today, you can use a streak tracker, mark an X on a calendar, drop a marble in a jar. Anything visual that says, "Nice job, keep going." Accountability can be just as powerful. Promise a friend you'll send them your workout photo, or agree to a small penalty if you skip. Sometimes the fear of letting someone down in the moment is enough to keep you consistent. Now we've gone through the 4 laws, but underneath them all is something even more powerful: identity. Goals are nice, but identity is stronger. I want to run a 10K is a goal. I'm a runner is an identity. 2 people refuse a cigarette. One says, "I'm trying to quit." The other says, "I don't smoke." One is still negotiating with themselves. The other has closed the door. Every repetition is a vote for the kind of person you want to be. You don't need perfection, just enough votes to tip the balance. So, how do you use this today? Let's say you want to read more. Make it obvious. Book on your pillow. Make it attractive. Pair it with your favorite tea. Make it easy. 1 page. Make it satisfying. Tick your streak. If you want to drink more water, keep bottles where you see them, add lemon if you like, and track your refills. If you're breaking a habit, reverse it. Hide the cues, make it unattractive, add friction, and tack on a small consequence. That's it. One nudge forward, one nudge away. One last thing before we close. Once a habit feels routine, boredom can sneak in. That's normal. The pros? They keep going anyway. They practice deliberately, reflect on what's working, and let time do its compounding thing, even on days it's not exciting. And if you want a little help remembering all this, you can grab today's mind map and summary for free in my Buy Me a Coffee shop. The link's in the description. If you feel like supporting the channel, you can buy me a coffee while you're there. And if you want the full book, my Amazon affiliate link is also in the description. Thanks for hanging out with me. Keep it atomic, keep it compounding, and be proud to your future self. I'll see you next time. Marmie out.